Hey guys, this is Drew Fraser. I put out a video a year ago talking about how to start a Blu-ray collection, and it actually got pretty popular. Like, it got 1,000 views, and I was really proud of it. And I had a few people asking me to talk more about my Blu-rays back here, so I'm going to put some more videos out, and this video I wanted to talk about my Steelbook and Digibook collection. So I didn't do this in any particular order of how I like the movies, I just did it alphabetically. So first up, we have 22 Jump Street. 22 Jump Street came out in 2014, and it was really funny. I got this Steelbook for Christmas. It's pretty awesome, and I dig it. Bam. So next up we got, bam, Alien, directed by Ridley Scott. No, I have not opened this movie because I've seen it 10 times, but I saw the Steelbook at Best Buy, and it was on sale, and it is nice, and I might never open it. So next up we got, bam, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I'm a big Captain America fan, actually. I really like the comic books. I wasn't a big fan of Captain America, the First Avenger, the movie. It came out in 2011. But I was pleasantly surprised by this one. It's really awesome. And even if you're not a superhero fan, check this movie out. Okay, next up we got, whoop, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Talking about surprises, this movie surprised the hell out of me. It's really awesome with a great script and an awesome protagonist and a great performance by Andy Serkis. I also really love the design of this Steelbook. It's simple but complex at the same time. Next up we got The Departed, the remake of Infernal Affairs, which is a 2002 Asian foreign film. I've never seen it, so I can't judge the film on the remake merit, but I can judge it on being a film, and it's a damn good one if I say so myself. Next up we got Whoop Drive, the special edition Project Pop Art only at Best Buy. No, I have not opened this Blu-ray because I own 3 copies of Drive, and there's no need to, and I will never open it. Drive is a masterpiece. Next up, we got, bam, Edge of Tomorrow, aka Live, Die, Repeat, aka All You Need Is Kill. All 3 titles for one movie. But you know what? The movie still turned out to be pretty good, and Emily Blunt was awesome. Next up, we got, Fast and Furious 6. Fast and Furious is a dumb franchise, but it's fun. Next up, we got, it's The Hangover. Yes, it's really popular. Yes, it made a lot of money. And yes, it had 2 horrible sequels. But you know what? The first one still holds up. Check it out. Next up is Hellboy 2, one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time. Guillermo del Toro is a masterpiece film director. And you know what? He made one of my favorite comic book movies of all time. Yes, this is a comic book movie before comic book movies were as popular as they were. It's funny, heartwarming, and has great action. See Hellboy 2 right now. Next up is one of my favorite guilty pleasure movies that has come out very recently. Hercules. This movie is fun. Brett Ratner directed it, and let me tell you something. Brett Ratner is a director. But you know what? He knew what he was doing with this one. He let go, and he had fun. The movie knows what it is. Dwayne Johnson kicking butt the whole time. It's fun. If you can have a fun time with movies, check out Hercules. Awesome action. Next up is The Hunt for Red October, a really fun Jack Ryan movie with a great performance by Sean Connery and Alec Baldwin. If you haven't seen The Hunt for Red October, see it as soon as you can. It's a lot of fun. Alright, all you Nolan fanboys rejoice because we got Inception. Yes, Inception is really popular, but there's a reason why. Because it's a great movie with great performances and an awesome cast. Next up we got Lone Survivor, one that I thought the trailers were actually really bad for, but I went to the theater to see it anyway, and I was so surprised by how much I like this movie. It has some great action set pieces in it, and an awesome performance by Mark Wahlberg. Next up we got, Minority Report. This edition actually just came out a few months ago. I picked it up because I had never seen it before, and I loved the way the Blu-ray looked. And let me tell you something, the first 2/3 of this movie are perfect. The last third falls apart, but still really enjoyable, and the special effects hold up. Next up, we got what I think is another underrated movie, Pitch Black, the Riddick series. You got Riddick, The Chronicles of Riddick, and then Riddick. But this is the best one, the one that spawned them all. It still holds up really well. It's dark. It's thrilling, it's fun, a good performance by Vin Diesel. Check out Pitch Black if you haven't seen it. Up next is another one that I think is a bit underrated. San Andreas. No, I do not think this is a good movie, but you know what? It is a good time at the movies. I didn't want to see it, but ended up having a great time, and it has a great performance by Dwayne Johnson. He's charismatic, and he puts this movie on his back, and he runs to the finish line. Check it out.
Show me good effort. That way, Brock. You keep coming.
Next up, on the unopened Steelbook, bam, Saving Private Ryan. 2 reasons I haven't opened this one. 1, I got it really cheap and on sale and couldn't pass up the deal. 2, I've seen it 15 times. But you know what? It's still a great movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Next up on the unopened Steelbook edition is Scarface. No excuses why this one isn't open, because I haven't seen it. It was a gift and I still need to get to it, and I promise I will soon enough. But it's still an awesome Steelbook. Next up on unopened Steelbook is Shaun of the Dead. There's a reason why this one isn't open, and it's a good reason. I already had it, and this one was a gift. But it's still an awesome Steelbook. I'm glad I own it, and I will never open it. Great movie. Next up on Steelbook is the worst one that I own. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I actually just got this one a few days ago. I remember liking this movie. I don't like it. It's awful. It has some great action. The effects hold up. But nothing else does. Do not see this movie. Alright, 2 more Steelbooks to talk about. These are not alphabetically in order, and there's a reason why. Because they are not from this country. First up is Only God Forgives, the French edition. Yes, Only God Forgives. I know probably some of you haven't seen this movie. It's not that good. But I love Nicholas Winding Refn, and I love Ryan Gosling. And I actually like this movie. And this is a great Steelbook. This was a gift, and it's beautiful, and I love it, and I put it on display. Next up on non-alphabetically ordered Steelbook is my other edition of Drive. This is my 2nd edition. Again, another one from France. Drive didn't get a Steelbook here at first. Of course, as you saw, it eventually did. But I got this one a few years ago before Drive had a Steelbook, and it is awesome. Really beautiful. Look at that. Doesn't get any better. Last on the, not really Steelbook, but it's made of steel, so I'm going to mention it anyway. Jurassic World. It's not a book. It's like a can. Steel can. Thought I'd put it in there anyway. I actually had a lot of fun with this movie. It was only like $18 at Best Buy, and I got a t-shirt. And I say money well spent. So that's it for my Steelbook collection. I'm still adding up, obviously. I'm still young. I still got time. But now I move on to my Digibook. Now, if you don't know what a Digibook is, it's simply, it's a Blu-ray. You open it up, and there's a book inside. Look at that. It's awesome. Yeah, this is Amadeus. This is a great movie, actually. Not a lot of people talk about this one now. If you love classic movies, this one's not too old, but it's still a classic in my eyes. It won Best Picture. It's great. Check it out. Next up on my Digibook is 89 Batman by Tim Burton, starring Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson. You know what? To be honest, I'm not a big fan of this one. I think I saw it a little too late. But I still liked it just fine. And it has a cool comic book inside for the Digibook. I say it's worth checking out if you haven't seen it yet. Next up on Digibook is one of my favorite Coen brother movies, The Big Lebowski. I was actually really happy for getting this one. I got it on Black Friday for like $3. That's a great deal. Again, Digibook. Bam. It's a really funny movie. I think it actually, the humor is kind of with the times now. Holds up really well, so check it out if you haven't seen it. I know I say that a lot, but take my recommendation highly. Alright, next up on the I don't really understand the hate for it is Man of Steel. Just kidding, I kind of do understand the hate. It's a little everywhere. The product placement is awful. It's a little too dark for a Superman movie. But you know what? I actually had a lot of fun with it. I wasn't expecting a lot out of it. I don't think Zack Snyder's a little hit and miss, but I thought this one was mostly a hit, and this is what the Digibook looks like. Solid movie. Next up is the only good movie the Wachowski siblings ever made, which is The Matrix. Really like the Digibook inside. It's a great movie with great action, awesome performance by Keanu Reeves. Check it out. I'm sure even though most of you have seen it. Alright, next up on the Digibook is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, the remake that Ben Stiller directed and starred in. And you know what? I really like this movie, actually. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I thought a lot of heart was put into it, and I think it's actually a good, like, family picture, too. But if you haven't seen it, I'd say check it out. You might like it. Alright, and last up on the Digibook is Taxi Driver. This is actually the first Digibook I ever got. It's technically not a Digibook, because as you can see, the book's not there. But, whoa, there are pictures in there. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So I say it counts. Plus it folds up like one. Anyway, Taxi Driver is one of the greatest films ever made. Defined Martin Scorsese's career. See it now. So anyway, guys, that was my Steelbook and Digibook collection. Thanks for watching, and thanks to those who watched that first video that I put out. I really appreciate that, and I really appreciated those who said they wanted to see more. And I'm going to be working on more videos, uploading them maybe every Friday. I'll try to work on it. Thank you guys so much, and have a good one.